Welcome to Grace in Every Season, a podcast where we pause, reflect, and remember that God's grace meets us in every season of life. I'm your host, Denise. Today I want to talk about something people have asked me many times over the years, especially after losing my daughter, Jessica, and more recently, my son, Joey. They ask, how can you still trust God after everything you've been through? And my answer is always the same. Why wouldn't I trust God? Because I've gone through difficult things. Because I've experienced loss. Because life hasn't turned out the way I planned. The truth is, the hardest seasons of my life haven't given me reasons to stop trusting God. They've given me reasons to trust Him even more. You see, my trust in God has never been based on my circumstances. It's based on His character. If my faith depended on everything going the way I wanted, then my faith would be very fragile. But my faith isn't in circumstances. My faith is in a God who never changes. A God who has been faithful through every season in my life. Have I understood everything that has happened? No. I don't understand why my daughter died at such a young age. I don't understand why my son had to suffer the way he did. I don't understand every loss, every disappointment, every hardship I've faced. But I've learned something over the years. I don't have to understand everything to trust God. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your paths." Notice it doesn't say trust God when everything makes sense. It says trust Him with all your heart. There have been many moments in my life where I had more questions than answers. But even in those moments, God has never failed me. He has comforted me when I was grieving, strengthened me when I was weak, provided for me when I didn't know how things would work out, and carried me through seasons that I never thought I could survive. Looking back, I could see His fingerprints all over my story. Not because life has been easy, but because God has been faithful. Trusting God doesn't mean we don't cry. It doesn't mean we don't grieve. It doesn't mean we don't hurt. I've cried many tears. I have experienced deep heartbreak. I know what it feels like to have a broken heart. But through it all, God has remained good. He has remained faithful. And that's why I still trust Him today. Not because I understand everything. Not because life has been easy. But because God has proven Himself faithful over and over again. If you're listening today and you're walking through a difficult season, I want to encourage you. You may not understand what God is doing right now. You may have questions. You may be hurting deeply. But you can still trust Him. Because His character has not changed. His love has not changed. His faithfulness has not changed. And the same God who carried you yesterday will carry you tomorrow. Remember, God loves you. I care about you, and His grace is enough for every season. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Until next time, stay rooted in Him, and remember, grace meets us in every season.